Hello and welcome to the Freedompreneur Show, the hot seat version where I help freelancers and business owners break down those obstacles to freedom. I'm Jean-Luc. I'm a business coach. I am a systems expert, and I am extremely passionate about helping freelancers and business owners reach freedom. So I have a guest here, Amanda. Amanda, tell us where you are, who you are, and what your business is in a nutshell.
So I'm in Ajijic, Mexico. We met actually in Nicaragua, of course, but Nicaragua wasn't for us, so we're in Mexico. I am a marketer, content marketer, SEO person, visibility consultant, and I actually specialize in medium to small businesses are my favorite. The reason why I love them is because I've figured out a format where I can cut out all of the silly reports that take a lot of time, are usually pulled from a third-party source, and I actually just get results. I also think it's incredibly important to keep small businesses alive. It is actually the path to freedom is not to have, not to get your money from the government, but to have small businesses. So that's what I do. I help them with AdWords. I help them with content marketing. I help them with technical visibility on their site. And a lot of my clients I've had for, over 5 years. So I keep clients for a long time because I'm really reasonably priced because I cut out all the silliness and just get the results. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep going. There's a long pause. But that's really all I have to say about me.
Okay. What is the main problem here that's in the way of your scaling?
The biggest problem for me is because my approach is really unique. I really have to look at the sites. There's not a tool or anything else that can do this. But then I'm not quite sure how to hire somebody. I don't know which parts I can farm out. I don't know how to hire somebody to be my assistant. I don't know. I haven't figured out how to portion out what I don't need to do. It's like so specific, right? What I would not need
Okay.
to do and finding somebody to
Yeah.
do that.
So how is that impacting your life? How big of a problem is this?
Well, I'm at a cap in terms of how much I can make. So until I can figure out a way to get somebody else in to do parts that I don't need to do, I'm sort of stuck in the range that I'm in. Whereas I have way more clients that would come to me. I'm very good at what I do, and I'm really, really nicely priced for small businesses who need the help. They can't compete against Google. They can't compete against
So
Amazon. And I really get people in
so
front of that, but I just can't take
if
on, I can
you
only take on so much work because
break
I'm just
through
one person.
this challenge, what do you get out of it? Hello?
Yep, I'm here.
Did it cut?
Yeah.
Oh. Um, I'm saying if you do overcome this challenge, what does it look like for you?
I should be able to double my income, which would make a really big difference. I mean, I should be able to double the amount of people that I can help and manage and maintain.
So whose fault is it?
Well, it's my fault. I can't, I'm quite busy and I can't it requires time for me to sit down and really conceive of what parts of my job I can hand off and then who can do them. Who can do that? Is that one person or is it more than one person? I don't want to become an agency because that's a whole other thing. I really want to stick in my lane. Um, yeah, there's the balance between how much more work I could take on. And then at a certain point that becomes all consuming and you're not giving like the personalized access, which I really want to still give people.
Right. So it sounds to me like you need a system in place for yourself that you write down exactly what your job you currently do, that if you document everything you do and how you do it, and that starts with taking a block of time saying, okay, tonight, tomorrow, I'm going to take an hour or two, and I'm going to only spend time in that hour or two really documenting what I do as a process. So then I can give this recipe to somebody else. I can then maybe, have something to advertise for somebody. At least I will know what I need somebody for exactly, precisely, right? I need you to do this, this, and this for me. These other things I'm going to keep myself, but I need somebody for these specific tasks. So in creating clarity, when you have this written down, you know exactly what you need to outsource. You then need to look at who is best to outsource this to, right? Which could be, somebody online through that you can find people. But at least you're going to have an outline of exactly the type of work you need somebody to help you with. And then that will clear up your time once you get them. But that is really the first step, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I do think. Right.
Yeah.
Well, the
So,
first step is admitting that I have to do it. That's the first step.
yeah. And you did that, right? You said, it's up to me. It's my fault. So now you take ownership of that. What you need to do, step one, is block time in your calendar to go over this. Step two is in that hour or two, you're defining exactly what the work you do, what you want to pass on to somebody else, and what you want to keep yourself. That should be enough to
Right.
move that obstacle and get over that until you hit the next one. So the takeaway here, guys, is that we need to write down our own system, what we're currently doing. It's not something we tend to do really often, is think about what is the actual type of work that I'm doing right now. And by documenting our own process, we can then have a recipe that we can then give to somebody else to do in the same, if not better than we can, because then we'll have something to coach them on. Okay, so the standard operating procedures, these are things we also need to do even as freelancers, because then we need help. We get people to help us. We delegate. And once we do that, we free up our time and we make more money. Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
so
I think as a creative person, I do like to just wing things, but
right.
really I do have a process. And
Yeah,
even though that
exactly.
process varies a little bit, there's still some basic things that I do with every client.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, it's just, I guess there's that whole element of, it's like the creative process, but really there are metrics that I meet, of course, in order to do a technical job, right? So, yeah, I just have to sit down
Exactly.
and write them down. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So please comment, like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to this podcast on Spotify. And I will be interviewing a bunch of diverse entrepreneurs, freelancers, small business owners. So we'll keep this interesting. They all have their own obstacles, and I'm here to just help break through that. So stay tuned for the next show. Thank you, Amanda, for showing up, for taking the risk and jumping
Thank you.
on. Okay, see you.
My puppy was wreaking havoc behind us, so I had to pick him up.
Okay.
Okay, take care.